What do I have to do to become IMD? What do I have to do to be senior rep? So there are 5 main skills. You can write it down. 5 main skills that will lead you to IMD. Skill number 1, inviting. Invite. Number 2, present. Presenting to people. Number 3, closing. Number 4, training. Number 5, promoting. Number 1, inviting. Number 2, presenting. Number 3, closing. Number 4, training. Number 5, promoting. Now, I need you guys to tell me which one do you think is the most important skill in order for you to get started? Inviting. Exactly. Why? Let's say that you know how to present, but you don't know how to invite. And let's say that you are the best presenter in the world. Yeah? You are the best. No one else like you. But you don't know how to invite. So to who are you going to present? To an empty room? Let's say that you are the best closer. You know how to close. Anyone who is in front of you is buying what you are offering him. Yeah? But you don't know how to invite. And you have a room full of empty chairs. Who is going to sign up? A chair? It's not possible. But let's say that you are the best inviter, yeah? The best of the best. And you know how to invite. And you can invite 1,000 people during the next 10 months. If you are so good and you can invite 1,000 people, let me tell you something. Even if you don't know how to present, and even if you don't know how to close, if you invite 1,000 people, at least 100 of them are going to sign up by mistake. If you are such a good inviter. So for me, invitation is the most necessary skill to start your business. Let's see how to invite. What is an invitation and how to invite? So I'm going to make it simple. And it is simple, but let me tell you something. It's simple to do it, and it's more simple not to do it. Yeah. It's simple to do it, but it's more simple not to do it. Simple to do, more simple not to do. So, 2 steps of invitation. I'm always using 2 steps. I know that some of you have heard of 4-step inviting, yeah? 4-step inviting? I'm using 2-step. If you are using something and you already have success, don't change it, okay? Keep using it. But now I'm going to share what I'm doing. So 2-step invitation. Step number 1. Or maybe before I'm going to go to step number 1, I'm going to tell you the first thing that I'm going to do. Yeah? Creating a list. Before the invitation, I'm going to create a list. And then I'm going to have the list in front of me. And before I'm going to go to step number 1, I'm going to do the most difficult thing for someone. What is that? Yeah, I'm going to do that movement. Pick up the phone. I know that this phone is not very heavy, yeah? It's not, yeah? But for some of you, it's like 100 kilos. That's the first step. I'm going to speak a little bit about the phone later, okay? Not the iPhone, any phone. But the first step is to pick up the phone, yeah? And then I'm going to call my friend. Rule number 1. Write it down. Rule number 1. Be yourself. When you invite people, be yourself. I'm going to give you the formula, but you don't need to speak like me. Yeah? You don't need to use my voice. You don't need to use my vocabulary. Guys, I have seen people that are English speakers, and when they are inviting people, they are speaking like Cypriots English speakers. It's crazy. You don't need to use my vocabulary, yeah? Just be yourself. That's rule number 1. You have to be authentic when you are speaking with your friends, yeah? So, what I'm going to do, step number 1, clarify date and time. So, let's say I'm going to call my friend George. I'm going to say, hey George, how are you, man? He's going to say, I'm good. And then I'm going to say, George, let me ask you something very quick. Today, at 7 o'clock, at 6 p.m., at 5 p.m., at 10 p.m., anytime, doesn't matter, is the time that you are free, that you are going to ask him, yeah? So at 6 p.m., do you have something to do? And I'm waiting for an answer. Is that simple? Is that simple? Yes or no? Yes. So, what is the worst case scenario? What is the worst answer that he can give me? Yeah, let's say that I'm busy. That's an easy one. Let's say that he says, I'm busy. I'm going to say, hey George, perfect. I need to meet you for something very important, but because you are busy, I'm going to call you tomorrow, okay? Because I'm busy too right now. Bye-bye. Is that easy? Guys, I'm not going to start explaining to him what is word ventures. You see, invitation and presentation are two different skills. It's not the same thing. So, when I'm going to invite someone, I'm going to invite. I'm not going to present. Why? I'm going to give you the reason. Because if I'm going to present through the phone, there are two scenarios, yeah? He's going to sign up or he's going to say no. Let's take the first one. He's going to say no. Let's say I'm going to present through the phone to George. If he's going to say no, what are the chances that I'm going to bring him to watch the presentation? 0. Why? Because he already knows about it, or he thinks that he already knows about it, yeah? And even if you are so good presenter, and he's going to say yes, let's say that the second scenario, you are so good, and you can present through the phone, and he's going to say yes. What do you think he's going to do after that? What? Exactly. The same thing. Because that's what happened to him. So immediately, after I'm going to hang up, he's going to pick up the phone, call one friend of him, and he's going to say, hey man, let me tell you what I just did. And he's going to say the same presentation, but it's not going to be the same. Why? Because let's say that George is going to call Dimitri, and Dimitri is going to say, yeah, I'm in too. Then what Dimitri is going to do? Exactly the same thing, yeah? So imagine 5 calls after, what presentation people are going to do. What type of presentation people are going to do. What type of informations people are going to share. Yeah? I have heard people saying, is that company that you have to enroll for per month? No. I have heard people say, is that company that you go in for holidays and become millionaire? No. So they're just sharing the information through the phone, but it's something that even if you are so good presenter and you can enroll someone through the phone, it's not something that everybody can do. Yeah? So it's not duplicable. Yeah? So invitation is an invitation. It's not presentation. Repeat after me. Invitation is an invitation. It's not presentation. So, step number 1, clarify date and time. Let's go to the second answer. First answer is that it cannot come. Okay, because I'm busy too, I'm going to call you tomorrow. Second answer, I'm free. That's easy. So perfect. I need, if someone says to me, I'm free, I need to create excitement and curiosity. I'm not going to say something, I will make him curious about what I'm going to show to him, but I will create excitement too. I need him to come with excitement, okay? So I'm going to say, perfect, George, I love that you are free. I'm going to meet you tonight at 7 p.m. at that hotel, at that cafeteria, at my house, anywhere that you are doing your presentation is good. And I will show you something that you will love. Create excitement, curiosity. I will show you something that after this, you will not be able to sleep tonight. Create curiosity, excitement. I will show you something that you are looking for the whole of your life. Excitement, curiosity. Now, you don't have to use the same words that I'm using, yeah? You have to be yourself. You know better than me how you are speaking when you are excited. So, excitement, curiosity. Then let's say that he says, okay, I'm coming. That's easy one, yeah? The second answer, maybe he's going to say, what is it? Many people are going to say, what is it? And then I'm going to say, George, let me ask you something. You told me that 7 p.m. you are free, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
Yes, I am, he said. And then I'm going to say, let me ask you something else. Do you believe if it was able for me to explain it through the phone, I was going to arrange a meeting face to face?
No.
He said no. And then I say, so you realize that it's something very important that I have to meet you face to face and explaining to you, aren't you?
Yes.
And you are free at 7 p.m.?
Yes, I am.
So are you going to come?
Yes.
That's easy. You know what I did? I just used questions, yeah? Because I want him to come with curiosity and excitement. I will share with him that is for something good. I will never say it's to drink a coffee, yeah? I will never say lies to him, yeah? Never say to someone, come for a coffee. And then start sharing information. Let him know that he's going to watch something. Let him know that I'm going to share something with him. Let him know. But let's say that, let's go back at the beginning. Question number 1. George, do you have something to do at 7? Let's say that George is going to ask me, what is it about, before answering me if he has something to do at 7, yeah? So let's say that his first answer, what is it about? So George, do you have something to do today at 7?
What do you want me about?
He said, what do you want me about? What I'm going to do? I'm going to repeat my question. George, do you have something to do today at 7? And let's say he insists, tell me, what do you want me about? I'm going to say, do you have something to do today at 7?
No, but tell me, what do you want me?
And then he says, no, but tell me, what do you want me? And then I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to tell you what I want you about. Do you have something to do today at 7? So I will never say a word until I'm going to get his confirmation that he's free. Yeah? It's very important. So if he's going to ask 100 times, hey man, what do you want me about? I'm going to ask back 100 times, George, do you have something to do today at 7? Until he's going to say, no man, I'm free. And then I'm going to say, perfect. And I'm going to ask him to come and meet me. Now, let me go to the worst case scenario, that you are dealing with a very, very close-minded person, and he says, hey man, if you are not telling me what is it about, I'm not going to come. I'm giving him one more chance, okay? Because guys, I don't want to share the information through the phone. I have made enrollments through the phone, and it was the worst thing I did with World Ventures. I personally made about 20 enrollments through the phone. My first month. Everyone through the phone. And you know what happened? None of them did anything with World Ventures. None of them. They forget about it. So what I'm going to do, I will never make a presentation through the phone. Let's say that someone is saying to me, if you are not going to tell me what is it about, I'm not going to come. I'm going to say, hey man, let me tell you something. If what I'm about to share with you is for something good and is something that is a huge opportunity and can improve your lifestyle and the situation in your life right now, do you risk it and not come to meet me at 7 p.m.? Let's say it's 1% the chances to be something big and huge for you. Do you risk it? And if the answer is yes, I'm going to say, hey, don't come. It's okay. We don't need to meet. So I'm going to say, okay, don't come, if the answer is yes. But I'm always making the final question, yeah? Is that clear? So invitation, we know that invitation is the number one skill that we have to develop in order for us to start creating results, yeah? And the most difficult thing to make an invitation is to pick up that phone, yeah? I know that at the beginning, if it's your first invitation, it's not going to be the best invitation. But that's how life is, yeah? Everything in life, it's like this. The first time that you do something, when you do something for the first time, it's not going to be your best time. I told you before, sometimes you win, sometimes you learn. But you know what is amazing in World Ventures? That you can overcome any problem that you are experiencing by just picking up the phone. You can create any result that you really want or need by just picking up the phone. So the answer in anything that you are experiencing is just picking up this phone. And there are so many people that are telling me, Stavros, I already picked up the phone 3 times and none of them sign up. You know what's the answer? Do it another 3 times. Stavros, but I called 6 friends of me and nobody's coming. Okay, so call another 6. Stavros, I want to be a trainer of World Ventures. Okay, pick up the phone. Start picking up the phone. Stavros, I want to be senior rep. I'm not senior rep yet. Okay, pick up the phone. Stavros, I want to be director. I want it so bad. Pick up the phone. I want to be like you. I want to be IMD. Yeah, pick up the phone. I want to build my own group, my own business. Pick up the phone. Stavros, my wife is so negative. I don't care, pick up the phone. Stavros, my father is telling me that World Ventures is a pyramid scheme. I don't care, pick up the phone. Stavros, my friends are living in Sydney and I'm in Melbourne. I don't care, pick up the phone. Stavros, I want to lose kilos. Pick up the phone. I don't care. Stavros, I want to be on stage at boot camp. Okay, pick up the phone. Whatever is your problem. Stavros, my downlines are not working. Pick up the phone. Pick up the freaking phone. Guys, whatever is your problem, there is one answer. And that answer can create results to you. This is what I did. I'm not more clever than you. I'm not better than you. I just knew that I had to pick up that phone. And, you know, there is one reason why people are not going to make it happen. There is only one reason why people are not going to pick up the phone. What is the main reason? Fear. Exactly. Fear. People are afraid of what other people are going to say about them and fear of rejection. So there are so many people that are not taking the phone because they are afraid what their friends are going to say about them. But let me tell you something. Let me tell you something that you already know, but you haven't think about it. People and some friends of you are going to speak about you even if you are not going to call them. There are so many people that are going to speak about you if you are successful or if you are unsuccessful, if you are rich or if you are poor. And they are the same people, yeah? They are the same people that are looking into other people's lives instead of looking into their lives. And you cannot change that. Whatever you are going to do, you cannot change that. So, let's say that you are doing great. There are so many people that are going to say you are lucky. And you are not fair. And everything was easy for you. And let's say that you have bad times and difficult times. There are so many people that they are going to say you are stupid and you are a loser. And they are the same people that are going to say something bad when you are doing great. They are going to say something bad when you are doing bad. So it's not something that has to do with you. It has to do with people. But you know when real life starts? Real life begins when you stop caring about what other people are saying about you, and you start caring about what you are saying about you, about what you are thinking about you. So it's always about you. It's not about what other people are going to think. Yeah? I told you before, when you buy other people's opinions, you buy your lifestyle. And fear of rejection. There are so many people that they are afraid of being rejected. They are afraid of failure. But let me tell you something and write it down. It's easier to go from failure to success than it is to go from excuses to success. It's much easier to go from failure to success than it is to go from excuses to success. It's impossible to go from excuses to success. And some of you are afraid to pick up a friend of you, to call a friend of you, because he may say no. And what if he say no? What's going to change for you? Nothing. What are the consequences to you? Zero. But what if he's going to say yes? What if you have the power to change his life? My sponsor didn't know me, yeah? Did she change my life today? Obviously. I sponsored my father. He used to work 30 years selling cars for 30 years. Today, he's a professional tourist. Did I change his life? Yes. George, my cousin, he was working 10 hours per day in a shipping company. And today, he's a professional tourist too. Did I change his life? Obviously. So, just pick up the freaking phone and you don't know who's going to answer and what he's going to say. And then we have the fear of failure, yeah? So, people are afraid to do something because they don't know the result. Let me give you an example. Let's say that you are not good at invitation because it's your first invitation. And let's say that you are afraid. You remember I told you that successful people are doing what? Successful people are doing what?
Picking up the phone.
That's one thing. But I'm doing what unsuccessful are afraid to do. I need you to remember that. Successful people are doing exactly what unsuccessful are afraid to do. So let's say that you are afraid to make an invitation, yeah? It means that the invitation is not going to be the best one. But you still can do it. So let's say that you are afraid to pick up the phone. If you do the movements, your hand will follow your instructions. So your hand will move. So then, even if you are afraid, you can still push the buttons, yeah, on the phone. Doesn't matter that you're afraid. And then there is a green button that it says call. Even if you're afraid, you can still push. And then, you know what? The guy that you are calling doesn't know that you're afraid. and he's going to answer. He doesn't know that you're afraid. And when he's going to answer, you have to speak. What are you going to do? You know, I have seen people say, "Hey, John." I have seen people say, "John." And I have seen people say, "John, I am afraid." But, you know what? John is going to ask why. And even if you hang up, he's going to call you back. And then you have to do something. Believe me, that's better. That's better than not calling. Yeah? That not picking up the phone is better. So the first time you may say, "John, I am afraid." The second time you may say, "John, 7 o'clock, you do what?" Put 4, pay no more. Make it get 6. It's better than nothing. You know what? When you're going to do that again and again and again and again and again, at some point, you're going to be the best inviter. And that's where you're going to start getting paid. I told you, sometimes you win, sometimes you learn. At the beginning, you have to learn in order to win. So picking up the phone is the most important thing in our business. And I told you that week is going to be the biggest week in Melbourne ever. You know why? You know why? Because some champions that are in this room right now are going to pick up the phone most times than ever.